In the last night coaching call, we observed that many people were getting confused about risk response strategy. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the risk response strategy. Before going into that, risk is probability into impact. What is the probability of something happening? Probability can be 0 to 1, which means 0 to 100%. Impact, depending upon your organization, you define what is low impact, medium, high, and things like that. So the risk is defined according to that. So we have identified all the risk, we put them into the risk register, and risk can be both positive, called as opportunity, negative, called as threat. Now you are handling them. Let me put it this way: negative risk, positive risk. The first strategy for the negative always is avoid. Avoid mean making probability 0 or impact 0. As risk is probability into impact, anything multiplied by 0 becomes 0 automatically. So we will make the risk 0 when we use avoid as a strategy. This can be changing the plan, this can be not doing that thing at all. When we cannot avoid, this is the number one priority. When we cannot avoid, we either do mitigate or transfer. In mitigation, we either decrease the probability or impact one of them. We either decrease the probability or impact one of those things done. In transfer, we actually pay someone, the third party. We must sign an agreement and pay something like buying an insurance. That is transfer. Let me give you an example, real life example. Avoiding the risk. Avoiding the risk can be considered in a way when in COVID we implemented that no one will go out of the home. That was avoiding the risk. Then, after some time, we implemented SOPs. These are mitigating the risk. Transference is like buying the assurance. For the positive, for avoid, we have exploit. For mitigate, we have enhance. And for transfer, we have share. Like sharing is like buying a Bitcoin or a property and sharing it among parties. We also have escalate when something goes out of our range. We escalate it to that. All these strategies are considered as positive strategies, proactive strategies. Like you make these strategies even before the risk actually occur. Okay, I'm using different color just to show you something different. All these are proactive strategies. Even the risk did not happen, you are doing it before that, changing those things. Then we have a reactive strategy where we actually wait for the risk to happen. That strategy is called accepting the risk. It is both for positive risk as well as negative risk. What happens in accepting? We identify the risk, we identify the trigger of the risk, we make contingency plan. Okay, if this risk occur, this will be our contingency plan, plan A. If the contingency plan fail, we have a fallback plan for that particular risk. Plan A, fallback plan is plan B. Okay, fallback plan is plan B for you. We have accepted that when this risk will occur, we cannot avoid it, mitigate or transfer it. When this risk will occur, risk owner after the trigger will check the risk and implement the risk response plan. Okay, this is actively accepting the risk. These contingency plan are the part of the cost baseline and the schedule baseline. We plan it, put it in the baseline. Sometimes if a risk, we identify the risk and we don't make any plan for it, so we also do passive acceptance. Passive acceptance is just like treating it as an issue. No plan whatsoever. We will do workaround for that. Okay. For example of active acceptance, it's more like that if a fire will occur, identify that a fire can occur, The contingency plan, the contingency plan is use the fire extinguisher. The trigger is my fire alarm can be. The fallback plan can be leaving the building. I hope that is clear. Passive acceptance is clear. So let's say risk owner is monitoring a risk. Trigger occur. He implements the response. There are two options. Either you are left with residual risk or another risk occur because of that. Secondary risk. Both of these are risk. They are identified, put into the risk register and treated in the same way. Secondary risk is a kind of a new risk. You put in the risk register and treat it. Residual risk is in that way. I hope that makes sense to you. If you did not watch my previous video on when a new risk is identified, I'm gonna put in the video link as a card. Have a look at that. Do subscribe so that my channel can grow further and we can make more videos like that. And a very important thing, I am putting pathway of risk here. Watch that. That's the entire risk. And the next video, the journey of the risk, I'm gonna put it. Watch it. That will give you a summary of the entire risk. And if you haven't taken that training, contact me and we'll make sure you become certified PM. Thank you very much. I hope that makes sense to you. Best of luck.